Well, hello all you YouTuberians. Oh Lord. I hope I didn't just start myself a habit of saying it like that. Anyway, welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob. And we're going to tackle a vise. And we're going to restore it. But before we get started, I wanted to show there was two other things that came with that score I just got. And I had already edited the video and uploaded it before I had went and searched through all the drawers. I forgot there was two other pieces in there that I wanted to show. So I'll show you the one. I've already mounted it to my mill. I got that tight. I just stuck them in there just for looks. Really don't like storing them like that, simply because they will rust. That's it, Craftsman. And it's actually not all that bad of a vise. It's got a little, just barely a little bit of play in it, but you know, for the most part, it's kind of actually accurate. And it's got adjustments on the bottom of it for adjusting it, so it actually is machined, both inside and out, and the bottom. So the reason I put it on here is because I'm always needing that V groove when I'm doing round stuff. So now I have both options. I can go with the big one, and I made sure that the table travel was okay for this one to get me, you know, at least to here, to be able to utilize this whole area, and to utilize this whole area as one, you know, for each small piece. But this one, I think I need to go over this way a little bit more so I can put a bigger piece in it. We want to be able to travel from here to here that much further. So that's the goal. Anyway, that's the one. And then right here is the other. I don't know who made it, but you can screw it to the bench, or clamp it, or do both. And this thing has seen hardly any use. It's been lambing around in a box or something for a long time, because these marks are not from use. These marks are from being lammed around. You know, edges are lammed around. So anyway, we'll get to the vise here, the big one. That one we're probably going to leave the same color. Oops. Sorry about that, guys. Throwing you guys all around like a damn rag doll, ain't I? Hope that didn't hurt. So the first thing we're going to do is take a drink of coffee. And then take this thing apart. Alright guys, now we get to put this in the vise. I'm going to turn that around so you guys can see. basically I'm just doing that so I have something to hold my work with. Alright, so now we're going to try to get these things loose with a little bit of elbow grease. Now I've got a bit inside of an adapter that adapts it to my nut driver that has a place where I can put my ratchet in it for leverage. So we're going to try to do this without breaking anything. So we're going to push and see what it did. So now we got to go a different route. I got 20 hundreds of those. Alright, we're going to have to try heat. Let me find my stuff. Alright, so now we're over here to drill press, and I don't know how good this is in there. I've got it as tight as I can get it, but what I've done is I've taken the one screw that I did take out and found a drill bit that will slide in. This is a little off because it's kind of bent, but I have a thread gauge here, and I just chose the thread gauge that it's supposed to be. Alright, and then I found a drill bit that would slide into that one straight through. That way, if we go through into the threads, we don't get into the sidewall. The most important part is to make sure that this thing is going down in the center. So I'm going to try to use my countersink, and they're not designed to be used for that, but I really don't have a choice. I want to make sure that it's centered the best I can. So because I don't have enough travel here, and I don't think I can come up any further, I might be able to. There we go. So we're trying to get that as close to the center as we can get it, and I don't think that's going to reach. It might. Alright, we're going to try this. it's actually cutting it. Alright, well that's all we wanted to do, is just make sure it was in the center. Basically what we're trying to do is just knock the head of that rest of that off, because there's not much holding it. So that's basically what we're trying to do. But we don't want to destroy this part. We don't care if we destroy this. If it gets destroyed, that's pretty easily made. So I don't like the ones that's got them daggone teeth on them anyway. So that was my goal right there. I've got plenty to work with now. Well, not plenty, but enough that I can grab a hold of that. I'm going to put some heat on it, and then I'm going to put me some oil there, and hopefully the heat will allow the oil to suck into around the threads while it's hot and expanded. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to wire brush all this in here to get any rust off of there that can be a hindrance to you grabbing a hold of it, and or keeping the oil from going down in there. So we want to eliminate any possibility that could hinder it. We don't even know if the theory is going to work, but in theory it seems like that while this is hot, put the oil on it, it should suck that oil, very little, down inside of it. So that's the goal. Alright. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring our bench or stool over here. So this is a Bison helper. And just checking the camera. And that's basically so I can set that right there where I need it. Just like so. Then we're going to bring it over. Then we're going to light it. And we're going to set that right underneath that. Just set that right there. And we're going to heat it for a little bit. Alright, now we're going to take the heat off of it. And the reason we're taking the heat off of it is so that we don't catch the oil on fire while you're trying to put it on. We just want a little bit underneath that. Now we're waiting for it to bubble. Alright, I see bubbling. There it is, loose. It just loosened up. So that proves my point. Thank God we don't have to thread that out. or drilled out with and tap it. I always end up getting off on those things. I don't like trying to do that. Alright, we got it out. Couldn't save the screw, but we got it out. So now, while it's warm, I'm going to take a file to it. Alright, so now what we're going to do is make sure that those are cool enough to do the next step. And they are. So we're going to take this little bit of gas here and we're going to clean these up. Alright, so now we're going to clean up all the hardware, bolts, everything goes to it. So we got them in that, temporary. And we'll probably just set them aside here on that thing once we're done. Alright, I'll show you how I clean all my parts. I'm going to start this up, turn my music on, and we're going to rock and roll. Alright guys, now we've got this thing all apart, all of it's clean, and you just see me do the wire wheeling. You know, all the pieces look pretty nice, and this will probably be put on the inside here. I don't know, I might put it on a removable mount. If I can get one that's solid enough, I think I'm going to try to make a removable mount so that I can just slide it in, clip it, and be able to tighten it down so that I can remove it and bring it in and have a place in here that it can clamp to. Also have two slides for it to slide into, one in here and one outside. That way if I need it outside, I can take it outside, and if I need it inside, I can use it inside. So we don't know yet. But anyway, this is for the Bison. Now this is done, and looks pretty good. We'll oil that up. All of them looks pretty decent. So now I'm just going to live with these plates the way they are. They are jaws. They straightened up pretty good. Now these, I think these were homemade, because these are kind of, they're not square. They got an arch to them. One side's a bigger arch than the other. Somebody's made these, so, but we've got them ready to go back on. So these will get oiled up, and this, all the hardware will get oiled up. The bolts that hold it down will not get oiled up. This will get, the clip that holds this thread in, it'll get oiled, and this washer will get oiled. Alright, so now these, nothing will happen with. They're pretty much, don't even know if I'm going to be using them. I don't know yet. Alright, so now we'll get ready to go and paint all of our pieces. Alright guys, we've got the paint on it, and we're waiting for it to dry, and tomorrow we get to put it back together. We've got all of our parts cleaned and ready to go. Got the hold down, or to keep it from turning. Got the lead screw, parts for the lead screw and the bottom. Got our jaws, and then we've got our nuts and bolts that we may or may not be using. Depends on what I mount it to and how it's going to work. So with all that said, you guys have a good one. Later, man.